When we look back at the civil rights movement, the defining images are legal battles, desegregated schools, and immense crowds gathered in Washington. But before physical protests redrew the map of American law, the movement mobilized on a specific sonic frequency. For Black Americans, music functioned as a tactical tool for survival, long before it reached the stage as a form of popular entertainment. This music served three distinct functions. It operated as a physical shield against brutality, a public testimony documenting trauma, and a cultural weapon demanding equality. To understand how the country reached a breaking point during this era, we have to look past the famous speeches and analyze the specific mechanics of the songs that drove the action. The physical infrastructure of marches and boycotts relied on the psychological armor these anthems provided. Unarmed citizens routinely faced arrests, beatings, and intimidation. To physically stand their ground, they used rhythm in song to create an immediate psychological barrier. Artists like Odetta and groups like the SNCC Freedom Singers took older, post-Civil War spirituals and engineered them into deliberate, rhythmic marching engines. Tracks like Oh Freedom and Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around established the literal pacing for activists. The rhythm gave densely packed crowds the collective momentum needed to walk down dangerous, exposed highways. The ultimate manifestation of this defensive barrier was We Shall Overcome. Evolving from earlier labor traditions, it became the movement's primary mechanism for collective endurance. Mahalia Jackson's vocal delivery moved this anthem into a global space. By performing it alongside Dr. King's major campaigns, she ensured its message reached a worldwide audience. These songs generated the collective resolve for marginalized people to hold the line against overwhelming force. When faced with violence, the utility of the music pivoted. It became a stark, unavoidable testimony. Billie Holiday helped establish this function with Strange Fruit. By singing about lynchings, she forced the American public to confront the brutal reality of racial terror. The violence of 1963 demanded an immediate response from Black artists. The murder of Medgar Evers and the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham left 4 young girls dead and communities devastated. Nina Simone composed Mississippi Goddamn in a sudden burst of righteous anger. Sitting at the piano, she turned raw fury into a fearless public document, calling out specific systemic failures. Taking a different approach to the same tragedy, John Coltrane composed Alabama. Without a single lyric, he used his saxophone to capture the profound, mourning grief of the Birmingham bombings. These compositions acted as permanent historical ledgers, ensuring the traumas of the era remained documented for the public record. Beyond defense and testimony, music functioned as an offensive weapon, a tool designed to actively mobilize the masses and rewrite Black identity. In 1963, Sam Cooke was turned away from a whites-only motel in Louisiana. That experience with segregation pushed him to shift his focus from popular soul music to serious social commentary. Around the same time, Cooke heard Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind and wondered why he hadn't yet written a song directly addressing the Black struggle. The result was A Change Is Gonna Come, a deeply personal reflection on perseverance. Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions released People Get Ready. It acted as a strategic, gospel-fueled broadcast designed to foster spiritual liberation during a period of intense racial turmoil. Then came a clear, aggressive cultural assertion from James Brown. He released Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Brown's anthem attacked systemic racism by prioritizing unapologetic self-determination. It gave a generation the vocabulary to claim their empowerment. Through these specific arrangements and lyrics, these artists constructed a new framework for Black identity. While the physical battles of the 1960s were fought in courtrooms and streets, the artists operated as spiritual generals, commanding the emotional front. This chart illustrates the staggering quantitative legacy of these anthems. Tracks like Blowing in the Wind boast thousands of recorded covers across multiple genres. As adaptable tools of resistance, these compositions continue to surface in new protests and different languages across the globe. While the specific voices of the 1960s have passed, their tactical blueprint for transforming generational pain into collective purpose remains entirely intact today. Freedom is won for courage, sacrifice, and unity, And the message in these songs reminds us that we shall overcome.